Hello and welcome, Sajid from My Views and News. I am introducing myself today at the start of this video because a viewer said, Sajid, your introduction, your start of the video is not very professional. But most of the people who watch my videos, they are regular viewers, so I don't introduce myself in each and every video. Just for the sake of that viewer, today I introduce myself. Some new stories from Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Sudan. First one is about the use of drones by Fano fighters. Yes, Fano fighters are using drones. Yesterday we saw some pictures. Which type of drones are being used by Fano fighters? Any advanced ones? Are these drones the reconnaissance drones, combat drones? What is the range of these drones, etc.? Secondly, two Oromo artists were attacked by unknown armed men in Addis Ababa. It happened on a Tuesday, reportedly. Thirdly, viewers, you know that a few days ago, a party applied for registration, a political party. It submitted a request, an application for registration to the National Election Board of Ethiopia, NEBE. The party wanted to be registered by the name of TPLF. But NEBE refused to register this new party. What happened after that? Update for you. Fourthly, viewers, Eritrea could be a little in trouble. Some say that a Psy-ops is underway to put pressure upon Eritrea. 2 days ago, a Tigray general held a press briefing. He shared details of the aid stolen so far in Tigray. He mentioned Eritrean military too. This accusation from Tigray general could have implications for Eritrea. Fourthly, we are Sudan. US for the first time yesterday directly accused rapid support forces that are involved in widespread sexual violence and ethnic killings in Darfur. Secondly, Macron has invited Al-Burhan, Sudanese army chief, and last year video for you from Sudan Chad border. Around 270,000 Sudanese have entered Chad so far. Scenes on border are alarming, shocking and moving. Families, children, women rushing to enter Chad, and in the background bullets being fired, houses burning, everything destroyed in West Darfur, Al Janina. Firstly, viewers, Fano fighters seem to be upgrading their capabilities. Fano fighters were basically farmers, local youth, but they were organized and we saw several Fano fighters factions in the Amhara region all participated in the 2-year-long war, especially in the first and second rounds of fighting. Especially Fanos from Gondar and from Wollo proactively participated in the war against Tigray. From Gajam too, but Gajam was never directly attacked by Tigray fighters. And after the end of second round of fighting, at the start of last year, Ethiopian government decided to disband Fano factions. And then we saw start of an operation. But this year, Fano regrouped. Fano fighters regrouped after Ethiopian government disbanded Amhara Special Force, and hundreds of Amhara Special Force members joined Fano factions. They're armed. Fano fighters are armed. They have weapons, small weapons. But now they're using drones too. Which types of drones? Last night, Ethiopian state media broadcast a documentary about the incidents which happened in Debre Ilyas. In Debre Ilyas, we know that a monastery remained under siege by security forces for several days. Monastery was being used reportedly as a military base by Fano fighters. For several days, there was exchange of gunfire. Security forces managed to take control of the monastery, and security forces claimed that more than 200 Fano fighters had been killed in that operation. Security forces accused a priest at the monastery that he was also supporting Fano fighters. In last night's documentary, Ethiopian state media aired interviews of security officials, interviews of local government officials, and some religious elders, local elders were interviewed as well. All said that the monastery was being used as a training camp, recruitment camp, military base by Fano fighters. And pictures, videos, scenes from the monastery were shared by Ethiopian state media in the documentary. Some drones were shown too, which security forces have captured from the monastery. Drones were being used by Fano fighters reportedly. I have a clip for you showing the drones, but these are not very modern quality combat drones. These are not very modern quality reconnaissance drones as well. Just commercial drones which are being used by several private organizations too these days. But this development shows that Fano is trying to upgrade its capabilities. Documentary showed weapons seized from Fano fighters. It showed sandbags, drums which were being used by Fano fighters to build defensive positions. Trenches, bunkers were shown. So, state media yesterday tried to share the details of what has been happening at the monastery. Fano supporters deny all these allegations. They say that the monastery is an Orthodox church monastery. It wasn't being used by Fano fighters. Rather, Orthodox church priests, women, children died in this operation by security forces. Security forces did not share details of Skandar's presence in the documentary last night, or I missed the part. But if you remember, when security forces spoke about the operation on monastery a few days ago, back then Joint Security and Safety Committee said that Skandar was holding the monastery for days. Skandar and his fighters were in control of monastery for days. They were told to lay down arms, to surrender. They did not. Then operation was launched, and Sikandar and his comrades, they managed to escape. They escaped towards West Gojam from East Gojam. Debre Ilyas is in East Gojam. The videos shared by state media through the documentary yesterday indicate that Fano fighters are definitely organizing themselves. They had some equipment at the monastery, weapons, material to build bunkers, trenches, and drones too, small scale, ordinary reconnaissance drones, it seems. Watch a video from the documentary aired by Ethiopian state media last night about operation conducted by security forces at a monastery in Debre Ilyas, East Gojam, more than a week ago. Secondly, was two Oromo artists were attacked on Tuesday in Addis Ababa. Yesterday, we heard about this attack. We're waiting for confirmation. Now, the two Oromo artists have spoken with the BBC, a Fano Oromo service, and they have confirmed the attack which happened in Addis Ababa in front of a school. The Oromo artists are Kamar Yusuf and Tadala Gamacho. They went to a school in Addis Ababa to pick up their children from the school. I think the name of the school is Greece Community School. When they arrived there, unknown armed men blocked them from entering the school premises. They pointed their guns towards the two artists and bullets were fired too. No one was hurt. Luckily or intentionally, it was a message to terrorize the Oromo artists. Whatever the reason is, but no one was hurt. Later, the armed men, they just fled from the area. Who were the attackers who tried to threaten Oromo artists? Don't know. They have not named anybody. They say that the armed men were not school security guards. School security guards were there too, but these armed men are from some other organization. Are they from some intelligence agency, from some law enforcement agency? It's not clear, but they have confirmed the attack. Police is investigating the issue. This incident happened in Dambali. Dambali is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Thirdly, was TPLF, a new TPLF trying to be registered as a political party. Original TPLF was declared a terrorist party, then it was restored by the parliament, but NEBE refused to reinstate TPLF as a political party. National Election Board of Ethiopia asked TPLF to apply for a new registration. All TPLF's properties seized, confiscated. TPLF refused to apply for a new registration, but a new party applied for registration which wanted TPLF name for the registration. It wanted to be registered as TPLF. NEBE, National Election Board of Ethiopia, last week announced that it had rejected the new party's application for registration by the name of TPLF. NEBE asked the new party to use another name because TPLF name could confuse voters. That is why NEBE rejected the party's application. Now the party has announced to sue the National Election Board of Ethiopia, and reportedly the party, which calls itself TPLF, has started legal proceedings against the National Election Board of Ethiopia. Michael Tesfaye is the one who is leading the party who applied for registration. It is said that he is not backed by TPLF. He has been against TPLF, but he wants to steal TPLF's name to confuse voters of Tigray in the next regional or federal elections. Let's see what court decides. So far, the new TPLF has launched legal proceedings against National Election Board of Ethiopia. Fourthly, viewers, Eritrea could be in trouble because this week a Tigray journal shared contents of an inquiry conducted by himself and other Tigray officials into the allegations of aid theft in Tigray. We know that World Food Programme and USAID suspended food aid delivery to Tigray, saying that aid was being diverted and stolen. Later, the two suspended food aid delivery to entire Ethiopia. Ethiopian government, Tigray interim government ordered inquiries. USAID, World Food Programme also conducted internal inquiries. USAID found local Ethiopian government officials, Ethiopian National Defense Force, Tigray forces, regional federal government officials involved in aid theft. Not only was aid being stolen, but also being smuggled into neighboring countries. Ethiopian government rejected the allegations leveled by USAID and World Food Programme. But Tigray concluded its investigation. This week, a Tigray general, Fissa Kidano, held a press briefing and he shared details of how much of food aid was stolen by the parties in Tigray. And he named 5 parties. He said that Ethiopian National Defense Force, Eritrean military, Tigray, Ethiopian National Defense Force means Ethiopian federal institutions, Tigray military, Tigray institutions, including TDF, Tigray, TPLF, Tigray government, aid organizations, workers, coordinators, IDP coordinators. These 5 parties were involved in aid theft. Fissa Kidano shared details as well. He said that Eritrean military had stolen 29,000 quintals of wheat, 43,000 liters of oil, 1,400 quintals of peanuts. Now, he shared details of aid stolen by Tigray and federal government as well, officials. Now, allegations against Eritrea could have far-reaching implications. Eritrean military remained part of the war on Tigray from day one. But back then, Eritrea denied involvement in the war. Later, Eritrea said that it was conducting a joint security operation. Ethiopian government sought support from Eritrea, so it was a bilateral security arrangement. No one can raise questions about it. And world was not in a position to challenge Eritrean government's position legally. Now, aid is stolen. Tigray is accusing Eritrea. Who was the owner of this aid? USAID, food aid, World Food Programme, and other organizations. The aid material was owned by US, by other organizations. It means now those who were the owners of aid material, they can start proceedings against Eritrea, and they will. That is why some say that Fissa Kidano's press briefing indicates that US and Tigray now they want to jointly put pressure upon Eritrea. Eritrea could be in trouble. We could see start of some proceedings against Eritrea. We'll have to wait. By the way, when USAID conducted internal inquiry, contents of which were published by Washington Post, it did not say a word about role of Eritrean military in aid theft. USAID only mentioned Tigray forces, Tigray government officials, ENDF, federal government officials, regional governments. It did not say a word about any involvement of Eritrean military. But Tigray says Eritrean military is involved. Let's see how US, UN, other organizations respond to Tigray's claim that Eritrean military stole the aid in Tigray. Last year, Sudan, for the first time, American government yesterday directly accused Rapid Support Forces that RSF fighters are involved in widespread sexual violence in Darfur and in ethnic killings, ethnicity-based killings too in Darfur. Al Jazeera devastated. US State Department said that graphic images are coming in. Satellite images are being shared showing the devastation caused by militias and supported by RSF and RSF fighters themselves. US State Department mentioned the death of West Darfur governor too, who was killed, who was arrested by security, who was arrested by Rapid Support Force members. Then he was found dead. Rapid Support Forces denied involvement in his death, but he was killed by RSF members reportedly. And brother of Sultan of Masalit tribe and 12 others were killed on the 12th of June. Masalit is a non-Arab tribe, I think. So non-Arab violence is spreading in Darfur. US is directly accusing Rapid Support Forces. Will US impose sanctions on RSF, or will it just keep on issuing statements? US accused both parties. US said that Sudan's military is backing some tribes too, but primarily, human rights abuses are being committed in Darfur by Rapid Support Forces, where more than 1,000 have been killed in Al Janina alone. 270,000 have been displaced from Darfur into neighboring Chad. Secondly, viewers, France has invited Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, Sudanese military chief. Emmanuel Macron sent this invitation. Invitation is not about any effort from France to bring al-Burhan and Houthi to the table. Rather, in France, a conference is being held, a summit. New Global Financial Pact Summit is going to be held in France on the 22nd and 3rd of June. That is why France invited al-Burhan to attend the summit. It is inviting other countries too. I think Djibouti's Ismail Omar is also one of invitees. Last, viewers, a video for you from Chad border. Devastating scenes, moving scenes where people, families, children, women entering Chad, walking for miles on foot, on their own, vulnerable to attacks on their way to Chad. Their house is burning in the background. Sounds of bullets can be heard in the background too. Somehow they managed to enter Chad. Some die on their way. Some died in Al Janina. Pure catastrophe in Darfur. Watch a video from West Darfur, Chad border, where Sudanese are entering Chad border. Chadian soldiers can be seen receiving them. Thick watch.